Be like, okay. So I found the team this morning. There was no title on today's team meeting. There was like, what's their teaching? They're like, I don't know. And the justice said, I don't think she knows. That's a fair assessment. Before I start this chapter, I do want to take a minute. Does anybody know Tracy was Streetwise? Does everybody know that he passed away over the weekend?
What?
Unexpectedly. Yeah.
He
So
was my usher.
yeah. Yeah, he was out of town and passed away in his sleep. And so before we get into all this stuff, I just want to take a minute. And I know we say this a lot, and I'm the super emotional one. Just, y'all, we are not promised tomorrow. Like, make sure you are spending time with the people, tell people that you love them. And I mean, he passed away in his sleep. That's kind of all we know, I think. So don't put words in my mouth, but I do know that he did pass away Sunday morning, Saturday night, Sunday morning. And then there are two agents, one in a different market center that passed away of cancer. And then Mignon Hooper, who's an agent here, lost her dad yesterday as well.
Oh.
So Sunday. What's today? Tuesday. Yesterday.
Yeah.
Tracy died yesterday morning sometime between 12 and 2 a.m. And then Mignon's dad passed later in the afternoon.
Yeah. And y'all, poor Mignon. I mean, would she care if I say this?
No, not at all.
Okay. So she's on the board at Streetwise, and they went over yesterday to try to like get all the marbles on the table and make a plan. And when Mignon got home yesterday, then she got a call that her dad had passed away. So she's just keep her in your prayers, because she lost her mom last year, and it's just a lot. So as we're taking a moment to be thankful and have gratitude, there are those that are having a really tough day today. So anyway.
Just found a wonderful girlfriend that goes to our church, and they just started dating.
Yeah, he was in South Carolina with her.
They were together, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And not old. I mean, he's our age. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't think I'm old. Not yet. Yeah, I know it's just one of those things that, I just wanted to share, because I know it's going to start getting out, and I know a lot of people know already, but it's one of those things that if you know him, you just don't want to see that on the internet or whatever. So again, love on your people, be grateful what we got, because it could be a lot different.
Streetwise is supposed to make some kind of an announcement at some point today, and it'll be out on social media at that point.
Okay. Yeah, so like, don't tell my knowledge. No. But anyway, just thoughts and prayers for sure.
Can we just speak to a little bit about the whole Streetwise thing? Because just for a second.
Yeah,
please do.
Streetwise is an amazing charitable organization. I know Mignon over at the Sugarloaf office, and it's on the board, and I know the Sugarloaf office supports them highly. Like we do our flex funds, so we talk about our kids' care for flex funds and stuff. I mean, they have a facility that they have grown, and Tracy has been over that facility and has made just
Huge
crazy strides in helping the community. And I'm just like, one of the things that I want to share is talk about emotions, man. He started cooking classes at the facility for teens who had never been taught to cook and all that kind of stuff. So it is a wonderful, wonderful facility. They do just like the North Gwinnett Co-op. They do where you can go get, pick up food. They have a room that's like a grocery store, closet, what have you, that folks can come in, with dignity and basically buy, but not buy stuff. And so they come and pick out stuff and everything like that. So that's just a little like tip of the iceberg. So Streetwise is an amazing organization.
We support.
He did such a crazy, awesome job. So
I will say yesterday, I'm making calls to try to let people know about Tracy before they saw it online. The one thing that just struck me from everybody that I talked to is that everybody thought that he was their best friend. Mm-hmm. Everybody thought they were super close to him. He just had that way about him of making everybody feel like they were the most important person in his life. So he has an amazing legacy. He has an amazing legacy, and I'll miss my friend.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Just tough. So on that note, we are going to talk about how grateful we are today, that we are in this room, have the ability to be in this room with a roof over our head and to have food in our tummies in 40 minutes, and just some gratitude. Who in here? We say right now we have a great life, but that's a lie. We have a great life and we have a whole list of things that we wish we could change, or a whole list of things we wish we could do differently, or that we could just do, period, right? How do you get a better life? This is interactive. Thoughts? This is going to be one of those team meetings where we're all talking to each other, because I think we need the collaboration today.
Give back.
Get back. Yeah, how to have a better life. Get back. Who else?
Speak it.
Speak it. That's right. Speak it. Actions, right? Actions speak louder than words, right? How you behave, how you treat people, what you do, all that stuff matters. Who all here has read this book? Atomic Habits. So I shared with y'all last week.
Podcast about. Yes.
This is the podcast about James Clear. He was on here for an hour and a half. I've listened to it 4 times. And I'm going to teach on just a little bit of highlights on this today, because I think it is so important on how we treat ourselves, how we treat others. And if you want a different outcome, you have to input different things. I'm going to read a section. If you're having trouble changing your habits, the problem isn't you. The problem is your system. Bad habits repeat themselves again and again, not because you don't want to change, but because you have the wrong system for change. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. So for those that are struggling, because, you know, we talk about it's a new year, everything got a clean slate, January 1st, 2026. How many met their goals year to date so far? What you have planned for January? Anybody? It's okay to raise your hand if you have. Raise your hand proud, girl. You met your goal. Good job. Because you have good habits or you have good systems.
A little bit of luck on my side, I think.
Okay. Luck you can't control. There. But systems and your habits you can. We think about habits as, if I said, Katie, what's a daily habit you have? And Rick, you might say, well, I get up and brush my teeth every day. I get up, put my pants on the same way every day. That's a routine. It's a habit that you have done once every day for however old you are, when you can put your own pants on. How you put your pants on is not going to determine the outcome of your business. Fair? I mean, we all need pants on. I'm not saying. I'm not going there. But it's not those habits that people talk about. You know, it's the habits that you have to do one over another, over another 1% every day. And just here's some of my takeaways that I think that are super important. To have a better life. I want you guys to write these 3 things down, please. To have a better life, number 1, action relieves anxiety. Think about that. Action relieves anxiety. We've all had the thing we keep putting off and putting off and putting off. We finally do it and we're like, okay, that literally took like 30 seconds. Why did I stare at it for 6 months? Because I was worried about the outcome. Just do it and move on. Are you stressed about something? Are you fearful about something? Taking action on it reduces the fear that you feel about the problem, because now you are influencing the outcome. We can control our outcomes based on our actions. Number 2, the secret to winning is knowing how to lose. How many people have heard that? Anybody? Kind of. Meaning, you know how to bounce back from the loss. We're all going to lose at something, right? We're all going to fail. We're all going to bump our chin. We're all going to skin our knees. When we fall off a bike, what do people say? Get back on, right? We get back on. If you don't do well in school for the first time, study more. You got to pass the test. We do all of this stuff in all other areas of our life. That was a hard one. Why don't we do this in our business? Number 3, better results. Procrastination is choosing to delay a better future. Procrastination is choosing to delay a better future. It is a choice in ignoring the results you could be having. How many people in this room have felt one of these before? Right? I do about every day, probably. Writing things down, taking action, wanting to win so badly, but you're afraid to lose to get there, right? The fear of failure. Everybody suffers from the fear of failure. But if you know how to recover from failure, we always say fail forward, keep moving, fail again. Because if you're not failing forward, you are stuck. You are doing nothing. You are stuck in the same thing, and that's why you're getting the same result. Most of every action that you guys do is a lagging measure. For example, your bank account. Your bank account is a lagging measure of your activities. If you don't like your bank account, what are you doing to fix it? If you're running your own business, what are you doing to run your own business, to make it a better business? Your health. Your current state of health today is a lagging measure of how you treat your body. If you want to lose weight and you went to McDonald's on the way here, well, or 6 months ago or a year ago, sometimes lagging measures are, 6 months ago, a year ago, 5 years ago. We don't acquire debt overnight. We don't, gain 100 pounds overnight. Things are in an increment of time that you can then make changes to go backwards, get 1% better every day. You guys write down every day what you should be doing? Do you write down every day what you have to do? And do you write down every day what you want to do? They're not the same things. Wants and needs are not the same. What are you guys doing? So for that, don't raise your hand because I'm going to freak out. On your business planning for 2026, do you have on there how many hours a day you're going to do specific actions? For example, we all say you have 24 hours in a day. You really don't. We all have the same 24 hours, but we only have an infinite amount of time that we can control within those 24 hours. There are other things around us that control a lot what we do. If we have children, if we have dogs, if we have to go do this or pick up that, right? So in the infinite amount of time that you have every day, is that the time you have allotted on your calendar? Or is your calendar indicative of what you should be doing every day, but you never get around to it all? Everybody's like, well, shit. Is that fair? I mean, it was on my calendar. I'm like, I've got all intentions to do all this stuff today, but 800 other things happen, or the phone rings, or we have some stuff going on that we got to take care of our people, and so all this stuff happens. What does that look like and what are we doing? Just had this conversation with Mackenzie. Actions you can control. Luck and randomness you cannot. So when you get lucky and a deal falls in your lap, you're like, thank you, Jesus. Yeah. You cannot control that. If you depend on luck and randomness or others to provide what you need to build a great business, you are going to be sad and broke. You have got to be accountable for yourself. I'm kind of mama bear mode too. Can you tell? I said it a minute ago. If you want different results, what do you need to do? Change the behaviors, right? If you have been doing the same thing over and over and the results are crappy, well, you're doing crappy things. And they might have been great in the beginning. But for example, if you are in a chapter and then you became an empty nester, but all of your actions and your habits were about having children at home, your results, you're going to be 18 months down the road and your results are going to feel like you're not getting where you want to go in the next chapter because you're stuck doing habits from the old chapter. Do you guys revisit your chapters? Do you know what your chapters are? We all have them, whether it's having babies, getting married, getting divorced, somebody passing away, kids moving out, going to college. Do you know what your chapters are and what your intentions are around your chapters? And do you have planned out your next chapter? Everybody's got one. You're going to have one. Do you know what it is? Are you intentional about building that next chapter? I think we have a lot more control over our life than we give ourselves credit for because we're so distracted by this thing. Fair? We're so distracted and we are consumed with what everybody else's chapters look like than our own and comparing. Please build your own. If you spend all your time focusing on everybody else's chapters, on what you want your next chapter to look like, you're never gonna have your own. You're living somebody else's life. Don't let somebody else dictate your path. It's super easy to do. We're all guilty of it. All of us. What are some things that you could do today? Interactive. That if you wanted to change your bank account, what are some things you could do today? Not all speak at once.
Stop spending useless money. Go back and call some old clients or old deals and see if you can get it stirred back up.
Mhm.
And give you potential to make some money with stuff that you just kind of forgot about.
Yep. Everybody has leads in their database they have not followed up on. I would fall on a sword for that because I'm that confident. Everybody has got a lead in their database they have not followed up on. Not because you didn't want to, or you're like, I don't need that money. I got plenty of money. You don't have a good system. You have not created the habit to create a great system to follow up on people to bring you income. What's your system? That's your gap. You got to sit down. Okay, if I've got 7 leads, if you don't know how many leads you have in there, go figure it out. We're going to do a little math here in a minute. I know y'all love math. Yeah, I think to figure that out. What's something that you guys could do to change your health? Because we're always, it's January 1st. We're going to go on a diet. I'm going to cut out a dry January. I'm going to not eat junk food. I'm not going to eat sugar. I'm not going to hit the drive-thru but once a week, not 3 times a week. How's everybody doing on those? Pretty good? Let's,
It's early.
Pretty good.
It's early. It's early.
it's early, right? The verdict's still out? Yeah, it's early. When you go through, hypothetically, if you go through the drive-through and you know you've already committed and written down in your business plan, which I know you guys all have, just saying, that you were only going to eat out once a week or once a month, do you then at that moment say, I failed. I've already eaten out. I've broken my promise to myself. Yeah.
You go for dinner.
Right. You're like, well, I've done it once. Now it doesn't matter anymore. Now, I've completely broken the promise to myself and my business. Now I have to go home and tell my family that because I chose to eat out again, I might have a heart attack five years earlier than I planned on. Who wants to have that conversation? When you fail yourself, you are failing the people that love you the most. It's how you get back up. It's how you got to learn how to fail forward. And when you lose, it's how to lose well and how you bounce back. Don't repeat the same mistake twice. That's the rule. According to James Clear, don't do the same thing twice. It's okay. We all fail. We all make mistakes. We all you know what? I mean, Todd and I had the conversation about French fries. I love French fries. And only at McDonald's. Y'all can judge all you want to. I would eat French fries and a Diet Coke 3 meals a day. I limit it to twice a month. I pass 5 of them on my way home and on the way to work every day. It's very hard. I'm not going to lie. But I also want to live because I have a new grandbaby. They're not good for you. So I think about, okay, now how do I want to live my life intentional, planning forward on what I do today? And just health as an example, financially as an example. Like Justin said, stop spending money on useless things. In our wealth club, in our meeting last week, we made a whole list of things on what could we cut out to save just $100 a month. Was anybody in here for that? Who was in here for that? You were in here, yeah. And it was silly things, right? How can you save $100 a month moving forward, which is $1,200 a year? Would that change your life? For some of us, it would. Absolutely. Go.
You're not asking for this, but I'm gonna be
Go
an
for it.
advocate for this wealth club thing. Y'all, it says wealth club. You don't have to be wealthy. It's about how to pay attention to your money and pay attention to what things are going on. I just went through this. We're all just went through this, understanding that tomorrow is not guaranteed and making sure that you're fully set up for what's coming and where your family's gonna be and how your finances are gonna be and where things are gonna go. Come be a part of this thing and learn what's going on from way smarter people than us, even in the room. So anyway, I'll be an advocate for that all day long.
Yeah. But could $1,200 benefit your kids? Compounding interest, right? What you invest that money. Do you remember some of the things that were on the board?
Yes,
Will you share?
yes. Getting our nails done,
Mm-hmm.
getting a coffee every day.
Yep.
Um,
Streaming services.
yes, oh yes, the streaming
Subscriptions?
Yes, it's
Yep.
magazines.
Magazine, uh-huh.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Mine are nails and magazines. I'm a magazine junkie.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was very vulnerable in my class.
Yeah. Just buying without thinking, just thinking you need another something, just because.
Just because.
Mhm.
Yeah, nails was a big one. Think about how much you spend on wants, not needs. This is your homework. Go home and take the last 30 days, not including Christmas stuff, because that's separate. On all the things you bought, you're like, I really didn't need that. Y'all, it's embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's like, I didn't really need that. Why did I buy that? Like, that was silly. If you do the math in a great high yield account, what that could turn into in a year, in 5 years, that's what you need to be teaching your children. Because they buy a bunch of useless stuff. And because we have not taught them that. Nobody taught me that. Are you teaching your kids that? Are you teaching your family that? Are you teaching your spouse that? Are you having deep conversations about, where your finances are going? Because this all ties back to, are you happy with your bank account? I mean, unless you were in the wrong room. I know I would like mine to be bigger. We're all in this room because we want our bank accounts to be bigger. What actions are you taking to make sure that happens? Which includes subtracting things. Sometimes you have to subtract stuff in order to add something else that's healthier. What are you subtracting? Is that on your business plan for 2026? Could be something small. Could be $5 a month. Because for some people, taking away $5 a month is all they can do. And that's totally okay. It's doing 1% better every day to make sure that you are not stuck in a position. You need to be focused on the trajectory of where you're going with your business, whether it's a year or 5 years or 10 years. Does that make sense? Everybody's really quiet. Thoughts? Let that digest. It's a lot. Hey, keep going a little bit more, then we're going to do some math. Self-pity and a bad attitude will get you nowhere. Do you guys find yourself that as you're growing your business, that it matters who you surround yourself with? Yeah, say it again. Oh, yeah, it does matter who you surround yourself with. Did you take an assessment at the beginning of the year as part of your business plan on who you're surrounding yourself with? Are they healthy? Are they lifting you up? Are they wanting you to follow your dreams and your business plan? Have you shared your business plan with anybody? Do people know what your goals are? If they don't know, how can they help support you? People need to know what your goals are. What are you guys spending time practicing on a daily basis? Not a trick question. What are you trying to get good at? Better be lead gen. Are we practicing that every day? Yes, say yes. Lie, say yes. That's why your bank account's up. No. But think about, what are you spending time practicing every day? It goes back to put your pants on. It goes back to learning how to ride a bike. We all did these things, not knowing what the results were going to be. We knew what we wanted them to be, but we had to do them repeatedly over time, every single day. Whether it's learning how to cut a tomato, whether it's learning how to slice a pizza, we all didn't know how to do that on day one, right? Don't cut your fingers off. Don't cut the countertop. Don't do it on the cutting board because it's going to leave a scrape on the cutting board, right? All the things that we think about, all that we've at some point heard in our life, we all started somewhere on day one. That's where repetition creates reinforcement. Repetition on everything, which is the lead gen. Repetition creates reinforcement. Lead gen and talking to people is the fastest way to build a successful business. Period. If you are not talking to people, you are going to burn out and be exhausted from not talking to people. Because you're going to be talking to nobody. And nobody isn't buying houses or selling houses. Fair? So what are you guys practicing daily? I want to hear it.
Organization.
Organization. What else?
Scripts.
Scripts. What else?
Systems.
Systems. What else?
Time block.
Time block. Because it's hard. Time blocking is hard. The time blocking itself, putting it on there isn't. Doing it is hard. What else?
Discipline.
Discipline. Who wants to, I'm going to challenge somebody, who can tell me what discipline means?
Things you said you would, even when you don't wanna do them.
That's right. Which means sometimes saying no to things that you really want to do that you know you shouldn't.
French fries.
French fries.
Wow, that was brave.
See, Dr. Black. Yeah, French fries. But it's true. I mean, what are you saying no to? Again, I'm in mama bear mode. It just, because we're in January and I know that, you know, we have all these conversations about, you know, we're on the recovery, all that kind of stuff. The rates could be 4% and you're gonna get random luckiness and a few things fall in your lap. When rates go back, if God, that were to happen, luck is not gonna sustain your business. You guys that have been in the business for several years now, you guys all saw all this. Everybody that got in the business during COVID have no idea how to lead generate. I think Gary can attest to this. I think he's taught on this before. He's talked about it. People that got in the business when you could literally sell something that had a pulse, literally, have no idea how to lead generate. You guys in the room are showing up. You understand what that looks like. You are way ahead of the curve on most agents out there. I get calls every single day complaining or getting complaints about co-op agents that agents here have dealt with because they are so lacking in education, in communication skills, communication at all, or don't even understand what they're supposed to be doing. And our agents are the one teaching them how to fill out a contract. Y'all, it's bad. It's bad. We are definitely a step above all that. I want you guys to write down one word when I ask you this question. If someone were to follow you all day, they couldn't hear you, speak your language, and they were just watching your actions, what would it tell them? What would it tell them your priorities are? Write down a word. I'm watching it. Write down a word. If someone were to follow you all day and watch you, what would they report back and say your priorities were? This doesn't have to be work related, but what are your priorities? Is the priority or priorities that you're writing down are what they are or what you hope they are? But your behavior is not indicative to your priorities. I know that's deep. Got some deep thinking today. Go back to your bank account. Goes back to your health. It could be any category you want it to be. Somebody followed me today. I did not stop at McDonald's. Thank you very much.
Todd.
I did not stop at McDonald's.
I did, but they were the father's passion. It was good.
I did not stop that. I did not. But yeah, so for me, that was a small win. It was a small win because it's super easy. I mean, literally, I passed like 7 on the way here. It's way easier to do that than go fix my drink before I leave home. Do I have what I need to eat breakfast before I leave my house? I planned the day before. I made pumpkin spice bread, so I had a little sneaky snack on my car. 1% better every day. It's those activities that is what's going to make the difference. What's your 1%? What's your 1% today? What are you going to do today? 1% to be better for tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day. Doesn't have to be big things. It's one less drive-through for me. That was
For team meeting.
show up for team meeting. Absolutely.
I've seen you a lot lately.
Yeah. Last thing I'll share, and then we'll get into a little bit of math before we stop. Look at her. She's like, mic drop. Most people don't lack motivation, right? We wake up in the morning, we're like, we're gonna crush it today. All things I'm gonna do, and then you're like, oh, I don't know what I should do today. There's too many things. I don't know what the right thing is. You lack clarity. If you don't have clarity about what you're doing, you are not going to be motivated. It is all about the clarity and the vision of where you're going. That's why it's so important. Business planning, beat that in this year. Writing down what your goals are, what your priorities are. There's your calendar, match your activities. And if it's on your calendar and you're not doing it, stop lying to yourself. Because that's what you're doing. You're lying to yourself. Be honest. The Ryan Leak, who I was sharing with y'all, so he does a 9 to 10 minute morning podcast every Monday. And the last 3 weeks were on focus, community, and this morning's was on honesty. It was 9.5 minutes. We're all like, I'm an honest person. Y'all, everybody has told a white lie. I'm 100% confident of that. Left it in the gray area, left out information because it might be hurtful. They didn't lie, they just didn't tell anybody. Are you doing that to yourself? Are you lying to yourself in the gray area that I'll do that later, I can do that tomorrow? Well, to circle back on the conversation we just had, we are not guaranteed tomorrow. So why not be honest today? Because we're not guaranteed tomorrow.
We are taught in this business that this is a relationship business, and that it's never been clearer to me than it is now.
Mm-hmm.
All of the people that I talked to yesterday that I mentioned about Tracy and the things that they said about him, I promise you that he lived his life based on relationships.
Yep.
Because he died sometime before 2 a.m. and by 3 p.m. he was replaced at work. Everybody think about that for a minute. It was 13 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And what he did for work was already taken care of.
Right.
But the relationships, the people that he touched, those things will follow him forever.
Yeah. Yeah, the legacy. Yeah, it's so huge. So to follow on our habits and what our bank account looks like, because we are in business to make money, right? This is not a charity, correct? We support charities. We are not a charity. I need everybody to scan this QR code. Please and thank you.
Oh, I don't like the looks of this.
This should take you to this. Everybody see this? Is that what it's going to? Please say yes. Please say yes.
I
Okay,
gotta
good.
pick the squares that have chimneys first, but.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta
Yeah, pick the motorcycle handlebars and all the things you gotta pick to do all that. So have you guys seen this floating? These are on the walls around the office. These little guys. Yeah, I talked about them in a while. So KWRI has provided playbooks for anything and everything you possibly can imagine on how to do something. This one is your database assessment. This will tell you the value of how much money you can make this year. Has anybody in this room ever filled it out? Don't answer. If you have not ever looked at this or filled this out, this is your homework, because this is where you start to build the foundation of what your database can bring you. How many contacts do you have in there? Are they good contacts? Do you have all the information? Do y'all know how to see the health of your database in Command, where it gives you a database score? Everybody know yeah, if you don't, Justin, he's your man. He can help you with that. Doesn't all know Justin? You should.
It's amazing.
He's amazing. That's right. He's a superhero.
That's gonna cost me a lot of money.
So as you guys are looking through this, how many contacts do you have in your database? Do you know the answer? If you know the answer, write it down. If you think you know, write it down. Do you know, based on the number of contacts you have in your database, how much that should bring you?
More than it brought me last year.
Where they brought last year? Tell me more about that.
There's a lot of stuff in the pipeline.
Okay.
So not a lot of movement, not as much movement as there should have been indicated by the numbers when you plug all of that in.
Because you got pretty good systems.
Yeah,
Yeah. They could be better.
oh, absolutely. I have one really good system, two, if you count her.
But all you need is one really good system, because you can't master more than one unless you master one first.
Yeah, and what if
So-
we die tomorrow?
Don't do that.
Okay,
Or
that's
dead
not
water.
even fun.
Or dead in the water.
Yeah. But one great system, you're a top agent in this office. You've been top agent in other offices. That one system is very fruitful for you because it works. Master a system. Whatever that system is, master at least one. Don't try to master 3, because it's going to be impossible. You can't do them all at a high level. So write down your database number. Do you guys know? Does your database number match the number of contacts in your phone? No? Higher or lower?
Number in the phone is higher.
Number in the phone is higher. Is that for everybody? Good answer. That means not everybody in your phone is somebody you want to do business with, and you have filtered them out.
You'll know.
Yeah. Everybody in your phone is in your database, and you did a big dump of everybody that's in your contacts. You and I both know you're not calling every person that you just uploaded into your database. That means your database number is not real. We're being honest with ourselves. If the number matches your phone, you are lying to yourself, because not every person in your phone you're going to call and ask for business. Make sure, number one, that you have gotten that cleaned up. For sure, before you do anything else, because you can't do the math unless you start with real numbers. I think that's super important. On average, anybody in here know what the lead multiplier is? Like cost per lead, I think right now it's like, I don't know, $15. Sound about right? Anybody here that buys leads? You know what, this makes my heart so happy, because you guys don't buy leads. And why don't you buy leads? Because we teach you how to find your own leads, and you got your own leads in your phone, so you don't have to spend money, because we don't like spending money. We like making money. But if you're looking at, or y'all looking at your spreadsheet, everybody look at your spreadsheet, there's a thing on there that says number 2, lead cost multiplier. How much would it cost if you had to buy leads? You know, we'll say $20, round it up. So you got 500 leads, $20, keep it easy math. That's a $10,000 value. So whatever your leads are, however many you have, if you were to purchase leads, they usually yield about 3 years. $30,000 value if you had to buy them. Nobody wants to buy leads. Stop spending money on leads. You make more than $20 an hour?
Yeah.
You better. That's a whole nother problem. Your value is way more than $20 an hour. Don't give your money to somebody else when you can pick up the phone yourself. Pick up the phone yourself. Send a text, send an email. Don't spend money where you don't need to. Is everybody happy with the amount of leads or the amount of people in the database? The answer should be no. Everybody say no together. No, we need more leads in the database. What are we doing today to get more leads in the database? What's your 1% today?
Networking and social media is free. Networking is free. Shaking hands is always free. And social media gives us, we can post somebody's house or post what you did for customer, they can help. It costs nothing.
Cost you nothing.
Purely.
A little bit of time.
Utilize AI a lot for the stuff like he's talking about. AI can do so much, and if
Yep.
you learn how to use it, it can do a ton for you.
Well, and it just goes back, the simple stuff, not even using AI. You know, when Ryden was here last week, talked about the 5-5-5. 5 likes, 5 comments, 5 DMs. Y'all, that takes like 10 minutes. Seriously. We spend more time scrolling, looking at stupid cat videos than we do building our business. Why? Then we bitch because we're broke. Y'all, stop it. Stop it. So just some things to think about. I do really want you guys to understand the database. We're going to do a class separately and dive deep into this and the economic model, which is the next thing on here that I want to share. Did anybody do success under your command last week with Patrick? Yep. His chat GPT, the custom GPTs on business planning. Oh, that's it. Okay, sorry, they look the same. So if you scan this code, it will lead you to a custom prompt. You want to talk about it?
Sure. Yeah, so this is a GPT that is built on the MREA economic model. So when you pull it up, this should work on either the free version or the paid version. When you pull this up, it'll open up in your phone under the GP and as a side ChatGPT or as a GPT. And you just tell it how much you want to make. Tell it what you want your net number to be or what you want your net transactions to be. And it will walk you and prompt you through all of the questions. It'll ask you if you're a solo agent, if you're a team, what your average commissions are. It'll walk you through step by step.
It's not working.
It's not working.
I get an error message.
I'm on.
It might work.
Maybe it's just overload.
Oh, maybe it's user.
Oh.
Right.
That was it. That was.
That didn't even hurt me.
No, so it'll walk you through and it'll literally walk through how many contacts you need to make, what's your economic model, full economic model to look like without you having to go in and, if you don't want to go reference the book and walk through line by line by line.
I want that, but I don't have
I
it.
will.
Well, we'll share it on the thing, on our Facebook group.
Yeah.
So this is like, if you've never sat through business planning clinic, if you are too afraid to ask questions in public or don't know where to start, it will tell you. Like, if you don't want to ask anybody else, at least ask it. Because, and most people have named it. They have their own name for their world of AI. Y'all, if you guys don't start using AI, you're going to get left behind. You have got to start using AI, understanding how it works, understanding the benefits of it, understanding what you shouldn't do with it. And for the love of Mary, I've told you this before, do not copy and paste anything it spits out. You must proof it first because it actually makes mistakes. Or again, if you communicate with it without clarity, it's going to give you unclear information back. Just remember that. It's only as good as what you put in. It's only as good as what people have put in that it's learned from, right? It's a learning machine. That's what it is. Ask it. If you want to make $1 million this year, it's going to tell you how to do that. It's going to tell you what systems you need to have, how many people you need to contact, what your database should look like. If you do nothing else, at least ask it if you don't want to ask anybody else because you're too embarrassed or afraid you're going to sound stupid or afraid you're not going to sound, because we're all humans, right? We're all, we don't want to be the one go, I have a question, but I think it's a stupid question. There are stupid questions, right? There is a setting for stupid questions, and there is a setting for asking questions because you are looking to learn. We talk about this all the time. This home, this building is a safe space. I've said this before. We talk about in our Well Club. We get really vulnerable in Well Club, as you witnessed last week, talking about things that we are not super proud of. But decisions that we made financially that were not the best for our family or ourselves and what that looks like. If you don't know, ask. Please ask somebody. There's a gazillion people here you can ask on just how to get started on what that looks like. So, because until you put it down on paper and you understand what you need to do, you cannot build a system around that. Boom, I'm done. Questions, thoughts, feedback. Did y'all write something down? Yeah.
So being an AI enabled agent is definitely one of the top things on my list. I spent this weekend learning the nano banana.
Yeah.
And if you have not gone into the free version to go play with it, if AI, it's not that if AI is here and AI is something that is going to help us. And I did my own picture editing and stuff like that. It is amazing what you can do and what the capabilities are. You gotta train yourself. You gotta train yourself how to prompt. You gotta train yourself how to ask, how to ask it to ask you questions, all that kind of stuff. But being an AI enabled agent will help us to set up, just like what the ChatGPT set up things to help us put into motion our guidelines and our different things, our priorities and stuff like that. So I did a lot of that this weekend.
So as your 1%, what if you committed to 15 minutes every day instead of doom scrolling? Ask it one question. Could be about anything, personal, professional, business. How not to beat my kids today? I don't know. We all have stuff, right? You leverage it. You get the paid version of Gemini as part of your KW Gmail suite. You guys already have it. A lot of people already still have ChatGPT because it does do a few things differently, but there is the free version. Please, y'all, please utilize this stuff. It will transform how you do business. and you won't get left behind. I do not want you to get left behind because it is changing the way that how agents operate in today's market.
If nothing else, we as Keller Williams have more tools than you could possibly use.
Mhm.
So the example that I use when we're walking through technology stuff is, I don't care about your technology, I care about your business. Let's go find the tools that are gonna do that, right? So if we pull up to a job site with a trailer full of tools with no plan about what we're trying to build, it does you no good. But if you have a plan and you can go to the trailer and pick out the tool that you need, that's how you're gonna implement this stuff. Don't feel overwhelmed with, look, I'm looking around the room, I can guarantee that nobody in here is gonna keep up with what Thea's doing technology wise, guarantee it. So don't try to. Find the tools, she's using the tools that implement in her business. Find the tools that are gonna implement, that are gonna work well for your business, that are gonna help you grow that, and spend the time doing that, learning that little bit. If you need help with it, we're all here to help you.
Mhm. It's like these guys. I mean, there's a social media playbook. There's, if you had an inside sales associate playbook, there's an online leads playbook. Like there's how to build your profit share playbook. I mean, there's literally a playbook for everything except how to raise kids. That one they left out. You don't need to master them all. Pick one. Pick one that speaks to you that you're going to enjoy doing. You're going to do it every day consistently while you're running your business. That's it. But like you said, there's more tools out there than any of us are ever going to use because you don't need them all. You need the ones that apply to your business. Period. Landon, while you're coming up, tell me some things you guys wrote down. Please. What'd you write down? Make it up.
Secret to winning is knowing how to lose.
Love that. Who else?
Action relieves anxiety.
Action relieves anxiety.
That's what you said.
Yeah, action relieves anxiety. Mhm. I think about what's on my desk. If I resolved it today, how much better I would feel. We all have something, whether it's a phone call, whether it's a task, whether it's doing something that's uncomfortable. What's one thing you do today and go home and you feel like you've accomplished something? Doesn't have to be big, just has to be something in the right direction.
Oh, the other thing, make the habit of a change fun. That was kind of big in that podcast. If you made it something fun. Like with Craig, if you wanted to eat better, you want salad, so you put chocolate chip or crackers or whatever on it
Right.
to begin with. And then you take that off and you start eating more healthy. So it wasn't funny to you. How would you make something fun? Like lead gen, how can it be fun?
Right.
Find one thing that's funny